podcast today. My name is Cindy Speaker. I have with me as my guest attorney Nathan Guin. Nathan, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me again, Cindy. I appreciate it.
Well, Nate, always good to have you. Nathan is with Gardberg and Kemmerly, and they handle veterans claims all over the country. And actually, I believe you've said you can handle them all over the world.
But if it's a VA case, we can handle it wherever it is. As long as it's with the VA, we can do it. We're accredited through them, so we can help you no matter where you are.
Good to know. Well, we're going to talk about a topic today I know nothing about, and that is aid and attendance. So why don't you explain that to us today?
So basically, aid and attendance is an additional benefit that veterans can receive either through pension or through their disability benefits for any number of things. There's basic ones, there's housebound. So essentially, if you're legally blind, or if you have, you need someone to help you, or you're in a nursing home, or you need someone who's in constant care of you, you can be eligible for aid and attendance benefits. And what that is just another benefit on top of any others you might be receiving to help compensate for any additional costs that might be incurred from having, additional help or being in a nursing home or something to that effect.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about eligibility. Must it also be due to service-connected disabilities?
So it does not. Sometimes it will, or there are different ways where you can get it through service-connected disabilities, and there are specific requirements for that. But you can also get it, like I said, through a pension type situation where it doesn't have to be through a service-connected disability.
Okay.
It could be if you're disabled due to other issues, but you qualify otherwise, essentially, for the benefit. So it doesn't have to be service-connected. There are a lot of different tracks you can kind of take with aid and attendance. For this, we'll kind of stick towards the housebound. It's usually what you see the most of. But there's any number of different things, including, like I said earlier, blindness, or just kind of really it just covers the gamut of if you need help due to a disability, you can usually get some help for it.
Okay. And what requirements do you need to show in order to qualify for this and be entitled to benefits?
If you're legally blind, if you're in a nursing home, or either for physical or mental health reasons, if you're in need of somebody to help you, bathing, feeding yourself, preparing meals, or protect you from just the general hazards of daily life. If you need someone who's constantly there, or if you're bedridden, other than to go receive treatment, or other than any other kind of prescribed activity, you're bedridden, then you can be eligible for that as well. And it can be, it can be a spouse, it can be a surviving spouse, or the veteran. It doesn't have to be the veteran themselves.
Okay.
It can be for their spouse if they're the veteran's still living as well. So there's a couple of different avenues. Like I said, there's a lot of different avenues, I guess, actually, for the aid and attendance. But that's just a couple.
Okay. And are there different kinds of aid and attendance?
So there's a number of different kinds. Like I said, there's some for blindness. There are others that cover different issues. The majority of what you see, or at least that we see, is for housebound individuals where they're confined to their home, not necessarily bedridden, but they can't drive, they can't go out and run the errands. They have issues, feeding themselves, bathing themselves, cooking, different things like that. So they're in constant need of somebody to be there to help care for them. So that's the most typical form that we see, but there are a wide range that you can get the benefit for. Okay. A wide range of disabilities or circumstances.
And how much of a benefit is it? What's the monthly average
So
amount?
generally speaking, the last I checked was that a veteran by himself could get about $1,700 a month. A veteran with a spouse is about $2,100, and then a surviving spouse would be about $1,100.
Okay.
And a veteran with a sick spouse would be about $1,400. So that's the last numbers. Those change based on cost of living adjustments and different things that are set by Congress. So they vary by year, but that's generally the amount per month.
My guess is that this is not, aid and attendance, it's not like we hear of that commonly. I imagine there's a lot of veterans, they're not even aware of these potential benefits. Is that true?
It's one of the most underutilized benefits, I think, that's out there.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know about it at all, or they'll be told that it's only for service-connected disabilities, which is true in some respects, depending on how you're applying for it. But it doesn't just apply to service-connected issues. So, you could have no service-connected disabilities, but maybe you're totally disabled for another reason, but you're a veteran, and you otherwise qualify for it, and you can still be entitled to the benefit. So that's really it's one of the most underutilized benefits out there. So I definitely encourage people to do some research on their own and figure out if they think they're entitled to it, go ahead and file for that and see if you can get the benefits.
Yeah. And is that something that you can help with?
We do. We can handle aid and attendance as well as other disability claims. Usually it'll be kind of attached to another claim, either for service connection or for an increase or for unemployability. But sometimes people apply for it by themselves. So usually the best way to handle that before you apply is there's a disability benefits questionnaire that you can get from the VA online for aid and attendance for exams. And the best way to do that is to get your doctor to fill that out before you apply. So hopefully to kind of minimize any kind of issues you might have or denials that you might have. So there is a form for it so that the doctors can kind of go down a checklist and have a little bit of guidance if you have a good relationship with your doctor and want to ask them about filling out a form like that.
Okay. This is really helpful information.
I hope so. It gets to be a lot of rabbit trails, but it's definitely important.
Yeah, no, it's great. And if somebody wants to talk with you, maybe they have specific questions, what's the best way to reach your office?
So the best way to reach us is to either call us at 251-343-1111, or you can find us online at www.gardberglaw.com. That's GARDBERG law.com. And you can email us from there, and we can get in touch with you about a potential claim that you might have or a rating decision you've been issued. And like I said, I think we mentioned it earlier, is we can help you no matter where you are, whether you're in the United States or in the world. If it's a claim with the VA, we're all accredited with the VA, so we can help any veteran that's anywhere as long as they have a claim with with the Veterans Administration. We can definitely do that.
Excellent. As always, Nathan, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it.
Those of you that are watching, either live or by replay, if you have questions or comments, you can reach out to us right on this page. We'll get your questions answered. Or, of course, call the office. That's even better. But not everybody wants to make a phone call. So if you don't, you can leave your questions right here. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.